Hey guys, how you doing? So what I want to talk to you about today is retinol, and specifically a series of retinol treatments that I discovered that I think are kind of amazing. So I'll talk about these specifically in a second, but are you using retinol? Are you using a retinol product? You need to be using a retinol product in some form. There's honestly very few anti-aging products, ingredients, as powerful with proven benefits, with the proven benefits that retinol does, and the results. So what retinol does, retinol is essentially vitamin A, and vitamin A is naturally occurring in skin. So I like to talk a lot about ingredients that are already naturally occurring in skin. When you use skincare and ingredients that are already in your skin identifies them as its own, kind of like like an organ, and you need to have an organ transplant by someone with the same blood type, right? Or even blood itself, and your body recognizes it as its own, and it doesn't fight it, and it allows the ingredient to do its thing. So retinol is naturally occurring vitamin A is naturally occurring in the skin. Vitamin C is naturally occurring in the skin. Squalane is naturally occurring in the skin. Ceramides, collagen, although there's peptides, and it brought me to peptides because it's unlikely. I mean, I haven't looked too deeply into it, but it's unlikely that by applying collagen and even most peptides, as far as I know, they don't penetrate the skin barrier because the molecules are too big. So vitamin A, or retinol, retinoic acid, has a multitude of beneficial characteristics for the skin, including, and probably most importantly, is cell turnover. So it's retinol, vitamin A, stimulates cell turnover, which is the process that through which your skin sheds dead skin cells, moves dead skin cells up to the surface, and then releases them. And we release them through natural exfoliation or through physical or chemical exfoliation that we apply to the skin. So it stimulates cell turnover, and by shedding the dead skin cells or the old skin cells and accelerating that process, you have new skin cells, fresher skin cells at the surface, which gives you the appearance of youthfulness. It's pretty simple, right? So by stimulating cell turnover, and also plumping the skin, which is another benefit of retinol, you can enhance your appearance. You can enhance your youthful appearance. You can minimize the formation and visibility of lines and wrinkles, the visibility of pores, and your pore size, the visibility of pore size. Your pores aren't going to shrink. And so it's just a really powerful, proven ingredient. And I know, so I'm talking in this week's blog, which is about the Skinceuticals retinol treatments that I'm kind of infatuated with. I'm talking about them in the blog, and I'm talking about how oftentimes the most effective ingredients aren't sexy. So there's nothing sexy about vitamins. They're not fun, they're not new, they're not exciting, but they're effective. And just because they're not fun, new, exciting, they don't wow, doesn't mean that they're not super effective. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have them in your regimen. But so the interesting thing about retinol is I think we've all been conditioned and confused by skincare marketers. There are, to me, essentially two forms of retinol. One is the pure form, the whole vitamin A molecule, which is retinol, and the other is, I guess, an extract or derivative of the retinol molecule, and that's tretinoin. That's Retin A. The trademark name is Retin A, and that's what you need a prescription for from a dermatologist, or you can use a dermatology service online, like I do with Curology. This treatment contains tretinoin at 0.07%. It's pretty strong. And so check them out. It's Curology.com. You have a consultation with a dermatologist online. You take pictures of your face, and she kind of guides you, or he guides you along. So I've been using Curology now for about 3 years, and every couple of months, she helps me to either increase my level of tretinoin in my monthly treatment, or decrease it depending on how my skin is behaving. So this is an excellent way to get the drug prescription strength version of retinol into your skincare regimen. So I was saying that we're conditioned by skincare marketers that we need to be using retinol, but there's all kinds of products on the market, right? And you don't know what's working. So some of these products are outstanding. The Dr. Dennis Gross Ferulic plus Retinol Brightening Solution, this is a terrific product. As is Dr. Gross's Retinol Cream. I also love this Retinol Night Oil from Strivectin. It's really good, guys. It's the perfect final layer to your nightly regimen. I love how it smells, and it's just an excellent formula. I have so many retinol products, it's kind of wacky. This new brand is called Sweet Chef by the people who brought us Glow Recipe. And they have these things called serum shots. This one is a vitamin A serum shot and a companion vitamin A mask. Kind of cool, right? I admittedly have not given this a try yet. They have a couple of these serum shots, and I have used the vitamin C serum shot and the vitamin B3 or niacinamide serum shot. So I'm eager to give this a try out. A longtime favorite has been the Grand Active Retinoid 5% in squalane. I love that it's in squalane. From The Ordinary, this is really potent. This is a terrific formula. You can start out at 2% and go up to 5%. I don't know exactly what any of those percentages mean. I'm not here to even demystify that. It is befuddling, and the only way for me to know would be to go directly to the brand and ask them for an explanation of, the form of retinol that they have used in their formula. There's just no way of knowing. There's no way to honestly compare the retinol molecules in any of these products sufficiently to speak intelligently about them. I do know these retinol capsules from Elizabeth Arden, ceramide capsules, so they blend ceramides, which is Elizabeth Arden's trademark ingredient. They blend ceramides and retinol, and I happen to know that the level of retinol in these capsules is relatively low. So these are going to be super gentle. Is it a way to get the results from retinol that I think you probably want if you're going to be employing retinol? Unlikely. Still an excellent formula. Super skin nourishing. Ceramides are terrific for your skin. So that gets me to this product from Skinceuticals. Now, I've talked quite a bit about Skinceuticals. I am infatuated with dermatology brands, dermatologist brands like Dr. Gross, Skinceuticals, and several others, because I trust them. I've worked on products for dermatologist offices, and the interesting thing is that you can't really stretch the truth, and you can't get too crazy with the stories you tell as a marketer, as a copywriter, with a dermatologist brand, because derms can, they can smell it. They can see right through the stupidity and the goofiness and the marketing spin. So you have to keep it real. So Skinceuticals came out with this magnificent, and these are newly formulated, newly renovated, and more effective than before, I would assume. I mean, why else would you reformulate them? So they've come out with this incredible retinol system. And so essentially what they are is 3 similar formulas. They all have similar formulations, which include retinol and several skin-soothing ingredients to ameliorate against the irritation that's common to retinol. And I'll talk about that in a second. But the difference between the 3 is the strength of retinol. So this one is 0.3% pure retinol. The middle level one is 0.5%. Can you see that? 0.3%, 0.5%. And then the top, the big kahuna, is 1% retinol. And so what I am particularly intrigued by in these formulas and in this system is this is exactly the way you want to use retinol. So, when you have like a product like this, or even a product like this is it, right? You can trust that the level of retinol in here is right for you. But this is it. There's no upping your game from this. If you love this product and you think it's giving you the right results, that's great. But the thing with retinol is you want to start, because it's a drug and a really potent molecule. You want to start at a low level and then inch your way up. So you want to condition your skin to accept higher levels of the drug. And that's exactly what Skinceuticals has done here. So they obviously recommend that you start out with a 0.3% pure retinol treatment. I cracked the tube here, as you can see. Yikes. So you start out with the lowest level, and you use this. They recommend, and I would recommend, that you use this every other night to start, and you watch how your skin reacts. So the thing with retinol is that it can irritate the skin, again, because it's a drug, and skin can become sensitive. It can become red. It can have like rash-like bumps, and then the most common effect of retinol use is peeling, and that can be kind of scary for a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people about their use of retinol, and they freak out when their skin peels. That's normal. That's what retinol's doing. It's shedding like a snake, shedding your skin and revealing fresher, brighter skin. And so you start out with this treatment. You use it, let's say, every other night. If your skin overreacts, or if you find the peeling is intolerable or freaking you out, or your skin is getting a little irritated, take a little rest. Don't use it for maybe 2 nights, but then come back to it, and you're going to find over the course of a week, 2 weeks, that your skin begins to tolerate it. And then by the time you use up this tube of 0.3% pure retinol, you're ready to step up your game to 0.5% pure retinol, right? Which you can't do with any of these other products because there's no other levels to go to. So you step up your game to this 0.5% retinol, and you do the exact same thing. Your skin is going to react a little bit, and probably react less visibly than with the original, And you use it every couple nights, and then by the time you're done using this tube over the course of about a month, you step up to the maximum strength of 1.0% retinol, and Skinceuticals' highest concentrated formula. And then you're good to go. It's smooth sailing. You're using essentially one of the highest levels of retinol available. If you want to go higher than this, then you get yourself a tretinoin, right? And it's kind of the same theory. These are dermatologist brands. This is how dermatologists treat your skin. They monitor it, right? That's the whole point. It's drugs. They're giving your skin what it needs at the level that they think that your skin will tolerate it, and then they step it up so that you get better and better and better results. So I love this regimen. I think it's a terrific way to incorporate retinol into your routine. In the blog, I'm going to post a link. I talk about it in the blog about. It's a link to an article called 5 Retinol Myths Busted. And it's on the Paula's Choice website. And Paula is my guru. I believe everything Paula says. She gave me a lot of, she helped me form a lot of my philosophy with SKINCARMA, in terms of ingredients and products and the application of products and ingredients to avoid understanding the differences between products and ingredients, what ingredients do. She's it for me. She's here. I would faint if Paula Bagoon walked into my apartment right now. Actually, I'd probably faint if anybody walked in the apartment, but particularly Paula. But anyway, so she goes through in this really informative article called 5 Retinol Myths Busted. She goes through these 5 myths that we all kind of commonly believe, have heard, or don't know what to believe, right? You don't know what's true. Myth number 1, you can't use retinol with a leave-on exfoliant, meaning that retinol is so strong and a glycolic acid is so strong that you're going to freak your skin out. That isn't the case in the least bit. Myth number 2, the pH of alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy acid exfoliants reduces retinol's effectiveness. Okay, so she goes through why that's not true. Myth number 3, retinol exfoliates skin. So retinol isn't an exfoliant. Retinol stimulates cell turnover, but an exfoliant is like a glycolic acid or a physical scrub that sloughs off the dead skin at the surface. Retinol goes deeply into the skin and helps to accelerate the rise again to the surface of cells. Myth number 4, you can't use retinol during the daytime. And this is really interesting for me because this is something that I have long believed, that because retinol has a tendency to sensitize our skin, that you shouldn't use retinol in the day. But the master herself says that's not true. What is true is that you need to use an SPF with retinol. If you're using retinol at night, you need to use an SPF the next day. If you're using retinol in the morning, you need to use an SPF over it. Period. You need to be using SPF anyway. And in fact, we talk about anti-aging, right? We talk about anti-aging products, and I've had this conversation with people. I've had this conversation with total strangers. I was at Sephora one day, and I had my headphones in. And I remember exactly where I was. I was standing in front of the Dr. Brandt Bay, the wall, and I was looking at products, but I didn't mean to eavesdrop on the conversation that was going on next to me between a customer and one of the Sephora cast members. And the cast member was taking the customer through products at Peter Thomas Roth, which was right next to where I was, through the Peter Thomas Roth products. And the guy was talking about how he wanted to use retinol, and I guess he was looking at the Peter Thomas Roth Retinol Fusion PM, the blue serum, which is also an excellent formula. And he was taking him through it, and the guy said, he warned him. He gave him the warning. If you're going to use this, you need to be using a sunscreen the next day. And he talked about how the customer kind of pushed back on him and told him that it's been raining the last couple days, so he's not going to use obviously not going to use sunscreen with it. And the cast member was kind of like, wow, okay. And, this guy's spending, that Peter Thomas Roth product is like, I don't know, $70. It's not cheap, right? And the guy's main concern for it was anti-aging. He wanted to incorporate retinol into his regimen to fight signs of aging. And thought he was going to get away with not using a sunscreen. And I stopped and I pulled my earbud out, and I excused myself, and I let him know that he was wasting his money. If he wasn't going to use sunscreen, but he was going to buy a retinol treatment and use that to correct signs of aging in his face while he was allowing sun damage to occur by not using a sunscreen. And he was like stunned. And I just kind of was like, I'm sorry again. And, I was like, that's a great product. And I just kind of walked away. I hope I made a difference. Seriously, he probably remembers that situation. But look, if you're not using sunscreen's the anti-aging product of all time. It's the most potent, effective anti-aging product you can use on your skin. Boom. This is the last step in my regimen today. I did my whole regimen, and then I paused and I stopped to take the video, to film this video. And so this is next. But you have to use sunscreen. So here's the thing. Retinol myth number 4 busted. You can't use retinol during the daytime. In fact, you can. You need to be using a sunscreen. And myth number 5, which is actually quite interesting, you shouldn't combine retinol with vitamin C. We know that vitamin C is notoriously unstable. Retinol itself is also unstable. That's why retinol should always be housed in an opaque, airless package of some sort. Look, as weak as this retinol is, at least it's in those capsules. And so vitamin C is unstable, retinol is unstable, but they don't destabilize each other in the skin. They both already exist in the skin and play well with each other. Excuse me. My morning protein shake. I was drying out. But anyway, so myth number 5 busted. You shouldn't combine retinol with vitamin C. Yes, you can combine retinol with vitamin C. So that's it, guys. Check out these formulas. If you're looking to step up your game and you want to be using a retinol treatment that you trust and that sets out a program for you, which gives you the ability to up your retinol game and up your results, this is it. This is a terrific formula. Check it out on Skinceuticals website. I'll drop the information below, and be sure to check out my blog this week on these products and retinol in general at SKINCARMA.com. And that's all. Have a good one. Catch you guys later.